I remember the day the Valdari first appeared in our system. I was just a maintenance tech on the orbital platform around Neptune. The alarms blared as their massive fleet darkened our long-range sensors, ships like black thorns against the starfield. Within weeks, they had systematically dismantled our outer defenses. Primitive species, they called us in their first transmission. Their leader, Grand Admiral Krell, had a voice like grinding metal when it was translated through our comms. His grayscale face filled our screens, for glowing yellow eyes narrowed in contempt. Earth fell in under a month. Our military was no match for their graviton weapons and phase-shifted hulls. The resistance was crushed. Those who survived became laborers in their thorium mines or subjects in their genetic experiments. I was assigned to their flagship, the Dreadwing, maintaining their oxygen recyclers. Apparently, even mighty conquerors need someone to fix their life support. The Valdari Empire had conquered 17 systems before ours. They ruled through fear, destroying any world that defied them. Their biology was their advantage. They could survive extreme radiation, go months without sustenance, and their reflexes were 3 times faster than ours. They believed themselves evolutionary perfection. For 2 years, I kept my head down, learned their language, memorized their ship layouts, and most importantly, studied their weaknesses. The Valdari relied heavily on their neural-linked command structure. Every warrior was connected to the hive mind, controlled by their commanders. The day everything changed started like any other. I was repairing filtration systems in the lower decks when the alarm sounded, different from the usual drill patterns. Through a viewport, I saw it, a lone human warship appearing from nowhere. Impossible, I whispered. The Defiant shouldn't have existed. Earth's shipyards had been destroyed, our fleet reduced to orbital debris. Yet there it was, sleek, black, and utterly terrifying in its solitary approach toward the Valdari Armada. The Valdari fleet mobilized immediately. 200 ships against 1. I could feel the tension rippling through the Dreadwing as the warriors rushed to battle stations. I slipped away from my assigned post, using my maintenance credentials to access a terminal. The comm channels were chaos. "It's just one ship," a Valdari commander hissed. "Destroy it." But something was wrong. Their weapons weren't locking onto the Defiant. It moved with impossible speed, its hull absorbing energy blasts like they were nothing. Captain Orion Thalax's voice suddenly cut through all Valdari frequencies. I recognized him immediately, the legendary tactician who disappeared early in the invasion. Everyone assumed he was dead. "This is Captain Thalax of Earth Vessel Defiant," he announced calmly. "We've studied you for 2 years. Your biology, your technology, your weaknesses. You believe yourself superior, but you've never faced humanity truly fighting back." The Defiant launched what looked like small probes toward the Valdari fleet. Within seconds, their ships began losing power. Their neural network was being infected with something that disrupted their hive mind. I used the confusion to my advantage. I'd been planning my sabotage for months. I just needed the right moment. The Dreadwing's reactor cooling system had a critical flaw in its design. With a few bypassed safety protocols, I could trigger a chain reaction. As I worked, I could hear the Valdari in disarray. Without their neural connection, they couldn't coordinate. The Defiant wasn't just attacking their ships, it was attacking their very way of functioning. "You thought us weak," the Lax continued broadcasting. "But we've been gathering survivors, building this ship in secret using your own technology against you. Today, the terror ends." I finished my sabotage just as Krell ordered all warriors to the Dreadwing for a final stand. Perfect timing. I needed to get off this ship, and fast. The hangar was chaos as I slipped inside. Valdari warriors were boarding fighters, their usual discipline fractured without the hive mind. I spotted my opportunity, a small shuttle used for orbital reconnaissance. Before I could reach it, a massive hand gripped my shoulder. I turned to face Subcommander Vrax. His yellow eyes narrowed to slits. "Human," he snarled. "What are you doing outside your station?" I didn't answer. Instead, I used the tool I'd modified, a maintenance rod now electrified to disrupt Valdari neural implants. One touch, and Vrax collapsed, his connection to the hive mind completely severed. The shuttle controls were similar enough to what I'd trained on back on Earth. As I initiated launch sequences, I saw through the viewport that the Defiant was now broadcasting on all frequencies, not just to the Voldari, but to Earth and all subjugated colonies. This is Commander the Lax to all human settlements. The Voldari fleet is compromised. Their neural network has been infected with our quantum virus. They cannot communicate. They cannot coordinate. Today we fight back. As my shuttle cleared the Dreadwing's hangar, I witnessed something beautiful. Human uprisings on every Voldari ship. Prisoners, slaves, and maintenance workers like me, all moving at once. We'd been planning this for months, waiting for a signal. I aimed my shuttle toward the Defiant, broadcasting on human frequencies. This is Maintenance Technician Callista Wren, requesting permission to board. I have critical intelligence on Voldari command structures. The response came immediately. Technician Wren, you've been expected. Follow approach vector 739. As I navigated toward the Defiant, I watched the Dreadwing begin to list to one side. My sabotage was working. The reactor was overheating. When I finally stepped aboard the Defiant, I understood how one ship could challenge an empire. It wasn't just a warship, it was humanity's greatest achievement, built in secret using reverse-engineered Voldari technology combined with human ingenuity. Captain the Lax wasn't what I expected. He was older, with a cybernetic eye and arm scars from the initial invasion, but his presence commanded respect instantly. Technician Wren, he nodded. Your intelligence transmissions were instrumental in developing our countermeasures. I was stunned. My transmissions? Those maintenance codes you've been entering in their systems? We designed them. They contained hidden data packets that helped us map their entire neural network. He smiled slightly. You weren't the only sleeper agent. There were hundreds of you, each providing pieces of the puzzle. The bridge view screen showed the battle unfolding. The Voldari fleet was in disarray, their ships firing on each other. Their command structure collapsed. And across Earth and the colonies, humans were rising up. The virus we implanted doesn't just disable their communications, explained the Lax. It reveals the truth. The Voldari aren't invincible. Their genetic superiority is a lie. They've been using technology to enhance themselves for centuries, hiding their weaknesses. The Dreadwing suddenly erupted in a massive explosion, the reactor core finally reaching critical mass. The Voldari flagship, symbol of their dominance, was gone. Attention all Voldari vessels, the Lax broadcast. Your flagship is destroyed. Your neural network is compromised. You have one option: surrender. One by one, Voldari ships powered down their weapons. After 2 years of oppression, it ended not with a prolonged war, but with a strategic strike at their fundamental weakness, their dependence on technology they thought made them superior. In the months that followed, we rebuilt. The Voldari who surrendered were given a choice: integration into our society without their neural enhancements, or relocation to an uninhabited system where they could start anew. Earth formed the Stellar Confederation with the other 17 systems the Voldari had conquered. We weren't conquerors, we were liberators. And we ensured that no species would ever again rule the stars through terror. As for me, I accepted a commission aboard the Defiant as chief engineer. After all, someone needs to make sure the life support systems keep working. Looking out at the stars now, I sometimes think about how the Voldari underestimated us. They thought their technology made them gods. They never understood that humanity's true strength isn't in our weapons or our biology. It's in our ability to endure, to adapt, and when the moment comes, to rise.